Welcome to a very impromptu Just Create live here this Friday. Let's get it started. Hey, welcome back to another great episode of Just Create. Oh, it is unmuted. Why is this unmuted? It should be working now. Okay. If anyone goes on, well, please tell me that you can hear my audio. Okay, it looks like you can hear my audio. Hey, well, welcome back to another really impromptu Just Create live episode. And a couple of things that just have come up this morning. I woke up this morning, expected to do one thing, find myself doing another. That happens. It happens. But I thought I'd try to take most of this time and most of this opportunity. And when things change, you just kind of go with the punches. So I normally would be getting ready for my my project that I had scheduled for this next week that I'm leaving on Monday. And I got the old phone call and said it's been canceled. So it happens, or postponed, should I say? Who knows what's going to change with that? But things happen, and so it sucks, it stinks. But we just kind of just make the adjustments and adapt to that. That happens sometimes within this industry. That projects sometimes go haywire, and it just happens. But I woke up this morning and I wanted to, like, after all this happened, I had an idea. I'm like, well, let me just do a live episode. And I was kind of digging into what topic I wanted to discuss about today on Just Create, on some things and tips that would be able to help you guys. But one of the things that I've been kind of wrestling with a lot lately, and I'm sure that everyone struggles with, and it's being motivated to create something. And I wanted to kind of dive a little bit into, or open up a little bit of a window of what drives me, right? Why I did this show, what Just Create is all about, and what kind of gets me out of this, what drives me. And I'm a huge fan of really reading a lot of different literature, listening to a lot of lectures, in the psychology of creativity, or being a creative, the psychology of marketing, and how businesses are run, and like what drives a person to want to take so much risk into starting a business, or so much risk putting themselves out in front of everybody to see while they talk and share and explain their points of views, or want to create or create something, either a business, a product, a service, a painting, an art. What drives people from that, and why we do it. And so I really try to dive deep in that. But there are times where it becomes overwhelming. There are times that it becomes frustrating. It is a hard appetite to suffice, should I say. Like, it's an appetite that's always driving, is always hungry, because you want to do more, you want to get better, you're never satisfied with the work that you do. And so sometimes it gets sometimes it gets a little bit daunting. It gets a little daunting. It gets lonely, and it could get very depressing. But with that being said, I wanted to use this today. So when I was kind of going through this, I wanted to use today's live stream episode more of a motivational factor, or a motivational talk. Not that for me to talk, but to share some of the things that I dive into, what gets me up, what gets me motivated, and like what gives me a reminder to be to continue to create. It's a normal to always want to be better. And so there's two things that came across for me today. One is a Jordan Peterson lecture, and it's something that's always a reminder. I watch every occasionally, and I've always wanted to share it. Like I love what he talks about being a creative person. He even talks about how it's a curse. It's a curse of creativity. It's actually a very almost sacrificing and self mindset, or a very struggle and kind of depressing in a way. But at the end, it's very like, if you listen to his words, he's talking about like, yeah, it's depressing, but yeah, at the same time, we have to do it, right? And it's what drives us and what gives us purpose in life to go ahead and create. So I'm going to kind of play that next. And then there's also another video that came out this morning. It's by a guy named Sam Newton. It's a very, today was his birthday. Happy birthday, Sam. I don't know. We don't know each other, but I do know you from your channel. And what you've done and to create your YouTube channel. It's been pretty amazing. It's a phenomenal filmmaker, a phenomenal storyteller, but it's really kind of like an uplifting, great video that he just premiered today. And I want to kind of play that and share that as well, because it really motivated me and be like, okay, all right. You know, like it's the whole reason why I created this channel, is because I want to push, to create something good. So when it talks about the curse of creativity here, let's kind of go into this. This is Jordan Peterson. Some people like him. I mean, it's one of those things that you like him or you hate him or whatever, you misunderstand him. But you know, this is not political. This is about mindset. This is about it's about a lot of different things, but it's about creativity. And he talks about what's the worst thing a creative person can do. And it's just hear the passion in his voice is pretty amazing. And just hearing the passion in his speech. And I want to it's only about a couple of minutes here, and I'm going to kind of dive into that. So bear with me one moment.
The worst thing for creative people is to not be creative, because they just die. Because it's like maybe you're a tree with a few major branches, you know? That's your personality. So if you're extroverted, man, you can't be cut off from people because you just wither. And if you're agreeable, you have to be in an intimate relationship or you die, you know? And if you're conscientious, man, and you're unemployed, you're just going to eat yourself up, because you have to have a duty and you have to carry a load, because you just can't stand it otherwise. And open people have to be creative. They have to be, because otherwise they die. They don't have any vitality. And so they're cursed with the necessity of putting a foot out into the unknown and making sense of it. And then they're also cursed with the necessity of trying to make a living while they're doing that, which they can't, because you can't. It's almost impossible to monetize creative action, as many of you who are creative will no doubt find out. It's very frustrating. It's not that creative action is without value, right? Because the creative people are entrepreneurs, and the creative people revitalize cities, and the creative people make things magnificent and beautiful. You think about what's happened in Europe over the last 1,000 years, say 2,000 years, this amazing, unbelievable collaboration to make things so beautiful that they're jaw-dropping when you walk into them. And you think about the economic value of that, right? I mean, I think it's either France or Spain that's the most visited country in the world. It's one of those two. I think there's more tourists in France than there are people most of the time. And part of the reason for that is it's just so damn beautiful. You just can't stand it. And you think, what's the economic value of that? It's absolutely incalculable. And what's interesting too is that you build that beauty in, and then the farther away you get from it in time, the more valuable it becomes, right? Instead of decaying, it has exactly the opposite effect. Its value magnifies. And one of the things that I'm deeply ashamed of as a Canadian is that our sense of beauty is so underdeveloped. We're so primitive. It's not even primitive. That's the wrong word.
He says that. I don't know about that. So, because there's a lot
I don't know
of
what
great
it is.
Canadians that are great YouTubers or filmmakers.
It's second rate. It's second rate at least. It's terror too, because people are afraid of beauty. But the idea that art is... The conservatives really have a problem with this in particular, because conservative people tend not to be that creative. It's a mystery by temperament. It's a mystery to me, because they should be concerned with economic development, and beauty is so unbelievably crucial to economic development that it just yells out at you, you know. So Anyway, so that's what artists are doing. And so one of the things I would say is buy a damn piece of art, Find one that really speaks to you and buy a piece of art, because you invite that into your life. And it's a look out if you do it. If it's a real piece of art, because you'll also get a little introduction to the artist, and then that'll seep into your life, and that'll change things like mad. But it's unbelievably worth it, because it opens your eyes to the domain of the transcendent. That's the right way of thinking about it. A real piece of art is a window into the transcendent. That's what it is. And you need that in your life, because you're finite and limited and bounded, right, by your ignorance and your lack of knowing. And unless you can make a connection to the transcendent, then you don't have the strength to prevail. You look at these magnificent
All right, that's about that. Couple of points that are taken from that, and whoever's on, please comment. Let me know what you're saying, or what you guys thought, or what you thought of that. If you watch this in replay, please put on comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. There's a couple significant points that I take from this. Like I said, this is more of a mindset topic than it is about, and it's more kind of deeper thinking, or deeper dive into why I believe in this channel, why I believe doing this, and why I am motivated to do this channel, and why I'm trying to bring the expertise into this channel. One of the points he says is that, one, we have to create creative people or things that gives us a purpose. Otherwise, if we're not living our purpose in our life, that's when depression comes in. We just wither, and we end up pursuedly dying, and emotionally. And I mean, there's different levels of what that means, right? But figuratively speaking, and probably sometimes ultimately actual literally, in the literal sense. But in this, we're talking about that it is a drive that we have, as a drive, and the creative people are entrepreneurs. Okay, that's my number one clients. Those are my number one type of people. Creative people are the entrepreneurs. They create beautiful things. They create magnificent, beautiful products and magnificent and beautiful things that elevate society, that elevate the culture, that elevate deep thinking, that elevate intelligence. And so that's the other takeaway. But one of the other takeaways that I get from this, and this is why I completely believe in this channel, is that he talks about how it's almost impossible for a creative to monetize into that. Now, I get it. He mentions in other lectures that, like, yes, there is a select few who are creative, have been able to monetize, their work and their creativity, but it's so difficult, but yet we still are required to do it. But like, to monetize that, right? To monetize and make a living into your creative desires, your creative passion, to make a living into that. And that's what this channel's about, is that it's not just about trying to get views or thinking that I know everything. It's about just passing on the knowledge that I have, that I've been able to develop, because somehow, some way, and so much gratitude and the blessings of, thank you. I give everything to blessings of what am I trying to say? Oh my goodness. And it's live. I'm stumbling over my words here, but by God's grace, and blessings and the gifts that he's been able to bestow on me, but just being able to give me the opportunity to be able to take my passion, which is making videos, and to be able to turn that into making money, that which in turns allows me to be able to support my family and be able to do things that I've never been able to do before without that money. It's unbelievable. It's really mind-blowing. I've been able to take a skill set, and I'm not saying this as a pat on the back. I'm saying this as I am so grateful, because it's still mind-blowing. I still am in awe, in the fact that I'm able to take what I had a passion about, a skill, and developed a skill set, and then turn it into a business and be able to monetize off of it. It really blows my mind. And so hence the reason working into this channel and going into this channel is, or into YouTube, is that I just want to take that passion that I've had and the opportunities that I have, and I want to, hopefully it allows for you, if you're a business owner or if you're a filmmaker, be able to learn how to take your passion, what you feel like your purpose is and what your desires are, and to be able to monetize that. And that's why it's very, very marketing focused. It's gonna be very marketing focused, very heavy in on how to make that monetize. You know, some people, and you know, and that's okay. If there's some people that just like to do the art form of it, or be creative and create some just for you, and obviously do that, stick with that. But if you're a person that is that's been driven to where you want to make your passion and learn how to actually monetize that passion, that's what this channel is about. And so this listen to this is it's almost a subtle reminder, or kick in the pants reminder, that we are called to be able to create. Otherwise, if we don't, we're essentially turning our back on who we are, right? The creative people are the entrepreneurs that make and build societies and cultures and make magnificent, beautiful things. So take that to heart. What are we doing? What are you doing that's adding to that? What are we doing to get that message out? And so that's the whole reason behind the focus and the action that's in the name. Just create. Just create. Just go out and do something. Create something, because it's going to fulfill you. It's going to enhance and not enhance. What's the word it's going to lift. It's going to be, it puts anyone that's around your circles, it's just going to uplift them and gives them something better in life. I hope that makes sense. So anyway, I really was, I love that. It gets me motivated. You know, it's like I said, it's a reminder. It's a curse to be a creative, but it's a curse that we have to embrace and learn how to monetize it in order for us to survive, in order for us to continue to go on, and in order for us to create more, in order to create more projects, more businesses, more services, more art, you know. And I just love how he at the very end just goes, just buy a damn artwork, because it's true. Your mind, you allow yourself, you're allowing yourself to open in a new world of someone else's mindset. If you think about it, I mean, that's just, it's open, you know, you learn a lot from that. And so anyway, I hope you find going through this channel and learning more, that's the reason of my desire to be able to go and put this channel together. Now, with that being said, something about creative. I do want, here we go. It's like burning passion deep inside that has to get out. So Rad Dad Chat, thank you for joining on. Here, let me put it over here. Boom, he puts that right there. So it's like a burning passion deep inside. Yes, it is. It won't go away, and there's nothing that satisfies it, really. Dude, Aaron, thank you very much for coming on. But dude, your stuff is amazing. I love your work. Everyone take a look. He has a great great YouTube channel. Aaron Films, does just amazing editor, amazing filmmaker. That is, you go take a look. But yes, thank you, sir. I appreciate you coming on. So anyway, the next thing I wanted to kind of show, and you know, I have no idea. This is all credit to, I mentioned earlier, Sam Newton. Sam Newton, today is his birthday. Sam Newton is a YouTuber. He just premiered a film that he put together about his life, and about his life this last year, about 2020, what it was like. He kind of exploded on the scene in the YouTube environment, or in the YouTube thing. And obviously I'm just now getting on the scene, but it's really a good example of what could happen overnight when you continue to push your creative process, where you continue to push and do what you love. I mean, it took him 9 years. He talks about to get to where he's at now. You know, it's taken me 15 years to be able to build this business, to be able to get this craft, and to get where I'm at now as well. And so it takes time, but if you stay disciplined to it. But anyway, it's a beautifully done film, very, very motivating. And I want to play that next. I would highly suggest to go subscribe to his channel after you subscribe to mine. For everyone that's on there that isn't subscribed, hit that notification bell as well. But it's a beautifully piece, and Sam Newton, man, great job on it. If you see this video, or if you see that we're reviewing it, I'm not really reviewing it to critique it. I'm reviewing it as a motivational piece. It's a really, really, really great piece that you put together, and it made me want to go out and do a film. Aaron, if you're still on, dude, let's go out doing something like this too. It'd be a fun project to work on. So anyway, here's the film, and let's take a watch.
Hi, my name's Sam, and today I turned 27 years old, and I want to tell you a story. You see, I make videos for a living. Travel videos, funny videos, music videos, and although my videos can be all over the place, I think that's why I love doing this. No one can put me in a box, and I like that. I'm here today to tell you about the last year of my life. So let's go back to the beginning of 2020, eyes full of hope, ready to hit the open road. And, well, you know what happened. But let's go back a bit further. So at the beginning of the year, I held a film festival. At the time, I had around 25,000 subscribers, and I was nervous no one was going to show up. And then over 100 people came, and it was one of the greatest nights of my life. Because for the first time ever, this community felt real, and not just a bunch of numbers on a screen. Little did I know that that film festival would take place just 3 weeks before the world would shut down. And instead of getting hit by a truck like most of you, I just spent the next 3 months inside of an apartment. I made a video called If We All Die Tomorrow, and then I made one called Cameraman. And these two videos grew me to 50,000 subscribers. 50,000 Nikon-hating, hand-filming, turtleneck-wearing subscribers. It was a pretty cool milestone. And around that time, this happened. At that point in time, I felt like it was the perfect opportunity to go full-time into YouTube. So I came up with this crazy idea to make a video about my favorite YouTuber, Peter McKinnon. And well, you probably already know what happened. Then I got the opportunity to make a video with my dad, and I got to see him in a turtleneck for the first time ever, so it was definitely worth it. And at the end of the year, I got a call to film in Dubai with beautiful destinations. Unfortunately, my passport was expired, so I couldn't go. But I can imagine it would have looked like this.
I've actually had something similar happen.
But something happened at the end of the year that put things into perspective. I received a DM from this guy Calvin who told me about his brother Emmett. You see, last year Emmett was diagnosed with cancer at 17 years old, spending a lot of his year in and out of chemo. And apparently when Emmett was in the hospital fighting cancer, he used to watch my videos to put a smile on his face. And when I heard that, I just about broke down. I say this because I realized last year sucked for so many people. But to be able to make just a few of your lives better with my videos really does make this all worth it. Oh, and Emmett? Yeah, he beat cancer. So let's end with this. A lot of people want to make videos for a living. And while everyone's trying to sell you their 5 steps to success, I'll give away the secret to mine for free. I surrounded myself with good people, I fell in love with making videos, and I stuck with it for 9 years. So start that YouTube channel, make that crazy idea come to life, and go share your story with the world. Maybe this will be the year everything changes for you.
Bye-bye. One more? Damn!
Go, Dirk. No, 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 no.
I love the beginning. I love the intro and the outro of this one. It's just the bookends of it coming in.
Wait. Go follow Sam Newton's incredible video.
So good. That is excellent work. Let's go ahead and Sam, thank you very much for putting that together. I mean, excellent storytelling. Definitely embodies everything about what I believe in, and what this show is all about, and your message and putting it out to people. I much respect and really appreciate that. It was a pretty amazing piece. If you do see this video, hey, or me talking about it, hope you know that it is a complete respect and pretty amazing stuff. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, the guy put basically his motivation and a great message about just keep doing what you guys are wanting to do. Don't let anything stop you. There's going to be times where it doesn't, may not seem, times are, there gonna be times where things don't seem fair. There's gonna be times where seems like it's like I should be moving on and doing something else. There's gonna be times that there's gonna be suffering, but push through those times, because that's what's gonna make the times of success, and the times that you do experience those moments of just of accomplishment. You're gonna have so much gratitude in that, and you're gonna find gratitude not only in the struggle but in the success that happens. And that's what this channel hopefully also embodies, is that no matter what we do, we find gratitude in the struggles, the criticisms, the accolades, and the successes, because gratitude is what's going to help keep pushing us to create. So anyway, that's really about it. That's all I got for today. I got it done within 28 minutes, so less than 30 minutes. I'm really trying to make these a little bit shorter. So whoever stayed on, I appreciate it. I really do. And you guys have a great rest of the weekend. And you know what? I'm going to come on a little bit more next week and talk a little bit more of some tips and some strategies in regards to help keep you how to use video to help monetize your guys' creativity and your passion and your business and your desires and that type of thing. So it's going to be a great time. You guys have a great weekend, and make sure you hit if you find this entertaining, if you find this useful, if you find this that you want to be able to dive in more, nothing more is biggest thanks is by hitting a subscribe and hitting that notification button. Appreciate that. Other than that, have a great weekend. I'm out.